Hi to all ProjectDiva.net users and all ProjectDiva fans. Now I want to say something about my attempts in making slider for my homemade arcade ProjectDiva feature town controller and what I got in result for now. I hope it will be interesting for all who are interested in making the same things, and maybe you'll not make same mistakes. First of all, I want to apologize about my English because it's horrible. And I can forget some words or how to speak at all, but I hope you understand something from my speech. Maybe I need to begin from what configuration I have now. My controller, based on program of Japanese guy with nickname Paul8139, or maybe Mix, and it works on Arduino Micro or Arduino Pro Micro in my case. Microcontroller AT Mega 32U4. It's the main thing here. Arduino is the main board that operates with buttons, LED stripe, and LEDs in buttons, and decrypting information from Cypress Xi8C kit, like this, that operating with slider. So now slider works with 30 segments. And first variant, I have simply copper tape on plexiglass, and I want to say that it works fine, but you see that it has a lot of wires and it's difficult for me to use it. That is why I had begun to think about other variants of realization of slider. But let's look how it's work. I need to connect now Arduino to my PC. I connected only some segments, but you'll see how it will work. And you see that it works pretty good. It's fast and really not problem. But settings here is need to be configured better. But it's not. What about we talking about now? Yeah, it works nearly amazing. I like it. But let's look on other variant. It's a first variant of my slider PCB. It has 6 segments. Stop. It has 6 segments, and when I'll connect, and when we'll connect 5 this PCB, we'll get 30 with slider with 30 segments. But I cannot use this variant because I made some mistakes in it, and main mistakes is density of locations of connecting wires. It's very close to each other, and it's very hard to solder it. But advantage here is the possibility to use line of wires, and it's very convenient. I like it very much. It's very useful. So let's look how it works here. Let's disconnect Arduino for now. We'll connect it right here, like this. and connecting back Arduino. And what we see, it works good too, but it seems for me that is a little bit slower than a copper tape. But I haven't tested this in game because I said why. But I think it will be not be a big difference in that. But the main surprise for me was the second variant of this PCB, and I tell you why. Some time ago I read manual for Cypress CapSense for these things, how to make a better slider, maybe, simply to say. And there was many interesting things that I thought it would be useful in the realization of my slider PCB. One of that recommendation was to make shorter traces on PCB and 7mm. I don't know how I can say it in English. 7mm trace width. It's very little width have, and maybe I thought at first that maybe not metallized freestanding vias also can be a reason in that. And the main thing, is ground hatching. I used the recommendations and what I got in result. Let's look. You see that ground hatching here. I don't know how you see. Yeah, it looks something like that. So it has hatching. Let's see how it works. Restarting, and let's look. It works very slow, and it cannot be used. Cannot be used at all. And I think that is because of ground hatching I used here. It takes away part of the capacity that sends to pads, and that is why speed of infestations drops sharply. But that's not all. The ground hatching now is not connected. It's not connected to ground, not connected to ground or to shield. It's connected to nowhere. Let's look how it will work. And will it work at all? It's very interesting. Because I didn't test it this board, but let's look. So I think it will not make more questions. So I don't think it's made some better. But let's look on variant when we connect this to shield. It has a shield. It has a shield. And logic says to me that it can make better. Yeah, a little bit. In some way, it works a little bit better because shield sends nearly the same signal to hatching, nearly the same signal as on the sense pads. So it can make better, but not really. Not really. And what we see that the shield in ground hatching works a little better, but not enough. Ground absorbs all capacity, and if so it's a shit, nothing to talk about. But let's see now shock content. It will be a shock content that's a proof that ground hatching was a problem of all. Let's see the boards, and here I deleted, I don't know how it's in English, all ground hatching here. It's only a little bit here, but not a big problem. So it has on this side, but let's look how it will work. And what we see, it works amazingly better. Much better. That is why official Project DIVA Arcade hasn't any shield or ground hatching on its slider. And that is why I already making third variant of this PCB without ground hatching again, but with a bigger pads, and bigger mounting pads for wires, with holes maybe, and other changes. And I hope it finally will work and will be installed to my arcade controller. I hope it will be finished at all. I hope this video was useful and interesting. Do not make such mistakes like me and play Project DIVA. Thanks.